following up on the SSQ4 video that you guys liked, I turned the SSQ4 into a DMR GBBR. GBBRs were never the most accurate, and using one as a DMR platform was more of a novelty idea. However, I successfully made the SSQ4 into a long-range monster, hitting targets at 100 yards pretty consistently. The conversion was actually rather simple, and I'll take you through the process in this video. Making the SSQ4 into a longer DMR platform requires just three main components: a longer inner barrel, a longer outer barrel, and a longer handguard. For the inner barrel, I'm using a deep-bridged Lalex 555mm inner barrel. This fits okay with the stock hop-up unit. 550mm is on the long side though, and I would recommend somewhere around a 400 to 450mm. In fact, I would recommend that you pick the handguard and outer barrel first and then find a matching inner barrel later. If you're using a 4UAD hop-up, you'll need a barrel with GBB cuts instead, but those are also plenty available in shops. For the handguard, I managed to find a cheap aftermarket URGI 13.5-inch clone handguard. I think this one is from ENC. The color on it matches the SSQ4 quite well, so I'm happy with the result. There's always a chance that the barrel nut threads are not quite fitting, but in this case it worked fine. Fitting the handguard, there was a depth mismatch, so I had to use a few outer barrel shims. If these are not included with your handguard, you can buy them easily in shops. One issue is the cutout for the hop-up adjuster. You'll need to use a grinding tool to cut the handguard as needed. In my case, I get away without it as I use the 4UAD Magnus Pro hop-up unit. I really want to make a 4UAD Magnus Pro install video for you guys, so subscribe to catch that once it's ready. Grinding the side tabs to fit the SSQ4 upper receiver was also necessary. Once the barrel nut is torqued in place and the handguard is checked for alignment, we go to the outer barrel. Here you can use pretty much any barrel extender you want, as long as it's 14mm counterclockwise in both ends. Before installing it, clean the threads and put blue Loctite on. Use a leather strap or soft grips to prevent surface damage. Give it a good torque and let it set for a day before you put the flash hider on. This makes sure that the outer barrel doesn't come apart when you are screwing on flash hiders or airsoft cans. When the outer barrel is installed, check alignment of the handguard. If it's slightly misaligned, it's not really the end of the world as long as you're not putting any aiming instruments on it. You'll have to be a judge of how important it is to you. And that's pretty much it. You can toy around with different buckings and inner barrels to see what gives the best precision, but I actually got quite decent precision using the stock bucking, as long as it doesn't break. The longer inner barrel already increases the muzzle velocity, but you want to dial up the end pass and run heavy BBs. The heavier the BB, the better. If you're anywhere near 2.5 joule or more, I'll recommend 0.48 gram BBs straight away. This, combined with open end pass and the longer barrel, will have the SSQ4 DMR set between 3.5 to 4 joule. So that's it, short and sweet. Hope you guys liked it. Also, if you're in the EU and you don't want to spend time doing it yourself, you're welcome to hit me up for custom upgrades. I work on many things, and I also have a HK417 HPA build video coming up, so stay tuned for that.